The Safe Love Podcast is a powerful podcast with honest conversations about healthy and unhealthy relationships. We break down red flags, emotional abuse, domestic violence, trauma, boundaries, and healing. This channel is about awareness, clarity, and empowerment. Follow me for more talk weekly. Conversation Love Podcast. The Safe Love Podcast.
Welcome. Have you ever found yourself constantly having people fixing problems, carrying emotional burdens, and showing up for everyone else? And somehow, the more
The
people,
Safe
the more value
Love
you feel.
Podcast is a
Today, we're
powerful
talking about something
podcast
many people don't realize they're struggling.
with
And
honest
that's
conversations
being
about
needed
healthy
feels better than love.
and unhealthy
Because there is a difference. There's a difference.
relationships.
Being needed means someone in your
We
life.
break down red flags,
Being loved
emotional abuse,
even when
domestic violence, trauma,
tired,
boundaries, and healing.
instead of
This
being
channel
hard,
is about awareness,
station that
clarity, and
is for you.
empowerment.
But before
Follow
we
me
get
for
started,
more talk
there's someone
weekly.
who on the healing
Conversation
journey
Love Podcast.
help your relationship. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn
The
that
Safe
notification
Love
bell on,
Podcast.
don't keep share it with someone who may need to hear it too. Here at the Safe Love Podcast, we're all about real talk, real healing, real growth. Now, let's get into today's conversation. Being needed feels better than being loved. Okay? So, again, I thank y'all for tuning in to me each and every night, every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, we're going to talk about when being needed feels better than being loved. How this all started. Many of us learned early that love has conditions. And I know some people may think that that's true and that's may not true. Maybe you're the responsible child. Just maybe. Maybe you became the peacemaker. Hello, somebody. Hello. Maybe you're praised for taking care of everyone else's need. Over time, you learn a dangerous lesson. If I am useful, I am valuable. Let me say that again. Many of us learned early that love has conditions. Maybe we were the responsible child. Maybe we became the peacemaker in some form of another. Maybe you were even praised for taking care of somebody else's needs. Over time, you learned a dangerous lesson. If I am useful, I am valuable. So you became the helper. You became the fixer. You became the rescuer. The one everybody calls. I mean, everybody calls the ones nobody check in on. How you doing, Jay? I appreciate you coming in and sharing the live. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. So nobody checks on that strong friend. I hear this over and over repeatedly. Nobody never checks on me and nobody called, but I'm always the one extending and hello. I'm always the one that's saying, hey. I'm just checking in and seeing how everybody doing. We family, right? We friends, right? We still cool, right? So sometimes those friends fall by the wayside too. So if you have such a strong friend, such a strong family member, even the ones that put the family reunion together, that takes a lot of energy to do. As a person of myself of hosting a family reunion, it is not an easy task. So when people are doing the family reunion, and I'm taking it out in specifically because I want to talk about that. When people do family reunions specifically, and they doing it because they love family, y'all check on them. Y'all check on them. If you can't send a donation to the family reunion, then clean up. When the family reunion is over with, y'all can tell the ones that held the family together, the ones that did everything that need to be done as far as carrying this thing here. Check on them. Make sure that they don't need for anything when it comes to putting the family reunion together. Make sure the little things that you think that will be useful, reach out to them and say, what do you need me to do? What do you need me to say? If you need me to say anything, if you need me to introduce anything to the family, you need me to pick up anything, you need me to go outside to put something together, you need me to host a party, the games for the kids, whatever it is, y'all, be their helper. And I like to tell people, and this is something that I learned from my grandma, which is a valuable lesson, is don't give out nothing that you're not willing to lose. Don't be doing that. Because if you give it out and you really needed it, then you have to ask yourself, why did I do that? Because I put them before me. So you got to be able to say, look, it's me versus me, not me and you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Choose yourself first. And you can tell who really held the family union together again, because they're always the peacemaker. They're always making sure everybody is set for the family reunion outside of whatever they're doing for us to do or whatever. Y'all need to check on these people. These people are very valuable assets into the family. Y'all need to keep them closely with you. Number two, being needed is not the same as being loved. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Some people don't love you. They don't love you at all. They love what you do for them. They absolutely love everything that you can give or everything that you got. Even if you look like you got something, they want it. They love what you do for them. They love every time they call and just have a phone conversation, you available. They love that. They love that. They love your advice every time you are speaking, or every time they need some advice and they know you give good advice and stuff that makes sense and click. They use you for that. They use you for that. They love your emotional labor. Whatever you can do, you say, hey, we doing this family reunion. We getting it together. And you always on the grill. You the one always cooking. They use you for that. They use you and they ain't even going to check on you and make sure you're good. A lot of times when I host family reunions, I'm exhausted the day after because I'm simply making sure everything fall into place, making sure everything is together, making sure the cook is, feel comfortable, got everything they need, utensils, whatever, setting up, whatever. Y'all, they love you for what you can do for them. They love your loyalty because they know, oh, Mindy gonna always show up. Mindy gonna always do. Let me call Mindy. Y'all, again, I say this over and over again, as I begin to get on my spiritual journey, I begin to sit with myself. I begin to sit in my own shadow and look and see the things that I would do. I played a part too. I will allow them to do that. I didn't stop it. I didn't say, hold up. I didn't say none of that. But if you stop providing those little bitty things for them, watch what happens after you stop giving, after you stop showing up, after you stop being loyalty. Are they going to call you and say, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, or I haven't heard from you in a while. I'm just checking on you, making sure that you don't need anything. Are you going through anything? Like, what is going on? Because I know you always there and you always there for other people too. So, y'all, again, they stop. They stop. And it's okay. Because now you know the list gonna get shorter and shorter and shorter. So I ain't fooling with that many people. My circle's so small, I am the dot on the circle. I am. Some relationships disappear the moment you stop overextending. Yeah, by me doing this family reunion before, I would call people just periodically. Ask me how many people call me. On family members' birthday, I will call them. Ask me how many people call me from family on my birthday. Am I mad about it? I just know how to move now. Pay attention to the patterns. Pay attention to the signs. Pay attention to that. That's not love. That's dependency. Love reminds you or remains even when you're not. Look, when you ain't got nothing left, love still remains. You love yourself, right? You show up for yourself, right? I'm just being honest. Show up for you. Don't be dependent on other people. Show up for you. Be intentional for you. Number 3, the exhaustion of always being the strong one. Being a strong friend sounds admirable. They love you. They love you because you're their strong friend. And you feel like, I'm so loved when we come together. But when you in solitude, where are they? And like I said, where your antennas at when I needed you? Until you exhausted, you're not no longer admirable. Until you're carrying everyone's problem, you're not admirable. Until nobody notice you're struggling too, you're not admirable, baby. You're not. You're absolutely not. So the truth is, many strong people are secretly tired. Thank you for, let's see what this comment says. Oh, the really, she said, amen, absolutely. Until nobody notices you're struggling too, the truth is, many strong people are secretly tired. As the song say, I feel no ways to add. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You're tired of being everyone's safe place while having nowhere safe to land. You tired. You're tired. I remember there's a meme of this child said, I'm MF tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. Tired of giving support while receiving very little. Tired of feeling value only when you're useful again. Only when you're useful again. You know, don't give so much of yourself to you exhausted that you don't have nothing to give to yourself or your children. And I'm talking about your immediate circle, your immediate family, your kids, your mother, your father. Don't be so exhausted. Take a rain check sometimes and say, hey, I can't be here. I'm not here. And don't feel bad about it because you choose yourself. Because I choose to shut my phone on, put it on DND. Why would I be mad? Babe, I'm over here living my best with my feet propped up. I'm eating ice cream, looking at TV. I'm laughing and ha 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 ha. And you sitting up here, then dial my number 50 times, trying to figure out why I ain't answering. Never took the time to say, hey, did Mindy need some time to herself? She says, you know what to say? Absolutely. You sure know what to say. Goodbye. Dismiss. Number 4, why we keep doing it? That's the real question. Why we keep doing it? Why? What is it internally that's going on with us that we got to keep showing up for others and not showing up for ourselves? Because being needed can feel some type of security. Because you want me on the grill, you know I can grill. But not knowing in the scheme of it all, damn, they asked me to do it again this time. I don't know. I just want to sit back and chill at this family reunion. I just want to sit back and chill at this set. Now I ain't got time for all that. You deserve a break too. You deserve a break. She says, Lord, you are preaching. Yeah, you deserve a break. If people need me, they won't they won't leave. That's a big one. If people leave you, they ain't finna pack it up. They ain't finna pack it up. If people need you, they'll stay close. If people need you, you'll matter to them. How you feeling? It would matter. But here's the problem. Relationship built on being needed often creates anxiety. Again, because you sitting up there, you trying to figure out what's going on, how they gonna feel if I don't show up. But ask yourself, how many times have they showed up for you? How many times? This mathematic ain't right. If it's one and one and zero, we in the negative. You become afraid to say no, afraid to disappoint people in their feelings, afraid they'll leave you if you stop carrying them. That's not a healthy, that's attachment. That's not emotional. That's just strictly survival mode. Why? Can you brutally ask yourself why? Why? Why allow this to happen? Why I feel needed, and when I feel needed, I feel like I'm being loved instead of giving all the time. Sit back and receive something. Sit back and look and see, are you going to receive? Don't double give. Learning to receive. Do that. And that's something that I had to struggle with. I'm being honest. I struggled with that for a mighty long time because I was always on the giving end. I always have to give, and I don't receive. Within the last, probably about the last 2 years, maybe a year and a half, I learned to just sit back and receive. Because let me tell you something. When I go to the spiritual sisters and we have our spiritual meeting and we like to have our spiritual church, I love the energy that the sisters give. And coming into the circle, there are women in all different ages, all different sizes. I say I probably maybe about the third oldest. Everybody else are either in their late 20s or in their early 30s. To have those sisters come to you in a setting and give to you at your feet, it's an experience that I would never change. It's an experience that I can't even get at church. It used to be foot washing service back in our parents' days. If you got parents that were born within the 40s and to the 70s, there used to be a foot washing service. So going to these different meetings that I have with the spiritual sisters, and we like to call soul sisters as well, these people, these women, group of women, wash my feet. At first, I was like, no, I don't want you to wash my feet. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to giving. I wasn't used to being served. One of the sisters said, Mindy, does it feel awkward? I told her, absolutely. It feels awkward and strange. But as I began to relax and sit back as she washed my feet. Now, this is different from when you go get a pedicure now. Now it's just different. They just doing something. No, I'm talking about really at your feet. They don't teach this type of stuff in church anymore. So as we be beginning to do the feet washing service, and the Spirit began to talk to me and said, allow it to happen. You deserve it. You're here for a reason. You're here for a purpose. Allow it to be served. She said, hello, yes, mentally draining, trying to do God's work. Girl, I'm gonna say this again. What she said, the really said, look, yes, mentally draining, trying to do God's work. So again, that's how I had to allow myself to sit back and allow these women to wash my feet. And as the women began to wash my feet, y'all, the tears begin to flow. Going to a spiritual retreat, if you have never been, find you one. And I'm pretty sure they got some for men I'm just not aware of. But for women here in Memphis, we have one. And there's one, whatever organization you with, we go in the woods. We go in the woods, y'all. In the woods, there's different setups and all that type of stuff. So we participate in certain activities outside of the world. And so attending this retreat opened my eyes to a lot of things, and being served was one of those things. And by me being strong-willed and strong-minded, it wasn't something that I was used to, because I was always serving. I wasn't receiving anything back. So when I came to the women, I didn't know how it feels to receive. One of the hardest lessons now is healing is learning how to receive. Receive help, receive kindness. I had to learn that. I had to learn that and be willing to accept it. And I had to also learn too, when somebody gives you something to do something for you, don't reject it, because you don't know why they was led to do that, or they was led to do that for their own blessing. So you don't want to block their blessing because you're not willing to receive it. You don't want to do that. You want to be open. If they giving you something, if they doing a good gesture for you, receive it with love. Receive it with love. You become afraid to say no in certain situations when it don't mean you no good. You're afraid you're going to disappoint some people. Nope. So learn to receive. Receive that support. Many people can give love all day long, but when someone tries to pour into them, they become uncomfortable. I said this before I read it. They becomes very, very uncomfortable. I don't need nobody to do nothing for me. I already got everything I need. I hear you. Be open to receive. You deserve it. Why you feel that you're not worthy of receiving? Don't do that. But why? Because they spent years believing their value becomes from giving. You think because you give, that's it? You can receive too. It's okay to receive. Open your heart to receive. Receive it with love. Don't be thinking, oh, they might gave me this because they want to do something. They looking for something in return. I'm gonna hold this to the side because I know they're gonna come back and ask, because they always ask other people for stuff because they maybe need stuff. Baby, you took it too far and you're running. You're running out. You're running out. Some people just have good hearts, and again, you don't know what's led on their heart to do that, to be a blessing to somebody else so they can receive. So don't block their blessing because you don't want to receive it. Even when elderly people give you stuff, baby, you better take it with great. Fold it up. Put it in your purse. Move along. Move accordingly. Don't block your own blessing. Because somebody was fit to give you a blessing, but you can't receive it because you're stubborn and you feel uncomfortable. Because you ain't never had it before. Your people gonna come to you. Your people gonna be looking for you. Open up your heart to receive your people. If you got something in your hand and you always keep it closed, but every time you turn around, you constantly asking. You can't receive none because your hands are closed tight. I hear people say, why you give homeless people this and why you give homeless people that? Once I release it, that's that. I don't keep my hand closed all the time. I'm like this here. Keep it. Keep the blood flowing in your hand now. Keep pumping so you can get the blood circulating to your heart. Take it as that. Keep going. Hmm. What healthy love looks like. This a good one. What healthy love looks like. Healthy love doesn't require you to be exhausted. It doesn't require you to exhaust yourself. Every time I talk to you, I shouldn't feel drained. Because if I feel drained every time I talk to you, then And I'm so firm on this. You draining my spirit. Oh, why you don't talk to me? Because you draining. I'm over in the corner trying to figure out why I'm nee. Because you draining me. No. I don't avoid y'all. I just don't answer the phone. When you a person that's draining other people's energy, I call those vampire spirits. When you draining other people's energy and you sit up there wondering why they don't want to talk to me or why they don't want, because you draining. You draining. You ain't talking about nothing. Just a bunch of blah, blah, blah. You draining my spirit. Healthy love doesn't keep score. That's not a tally tab. Why is you keeping score? I say this all the time. When I love, I love hard, and it doesn't have to be in a relationship, romantic relationship. There could be a platonic relationship. When I love you, I go hard for you, and then I'm gonna give. I ain't gonna be keeping no score, but I ain't gonna be no damn fool. Been there, done that. And I ain't even realized 30 years had passed and I was still doing it. Still doing it. Healthy love doesn't make you prove you're worthy. There's a saying. You don't have to. What did she say? She said, come on now, talk to us. You don't have to tell a flower it's a flower. It just simply is. It's a flower. You don't have to tell the bee there's honey over there. The bee knows that they are the queen. So why do someone I got to tell you what you are? You simply are. You are. Think love says you matter even when you're resting. You matter even when you're struggling. You matter even when you're not fixing anything. You matter. Imagine how different life feels when your worthy is tied into your usefulness. Imagine how different life feels when your worth isn't tied to your usefulness. These are some questions that I want you to ask yourself. Questions of reflections. Ask yourself, do I feel guilty when I say no? Do I feel more comfortable giving than receiving? Am I afraid people will leave if I stop helping them? Do I believe I'm lovable without constantly proving my value? These are some questions you need to ask yourself. And if you answer yes to some of these questions, then now we got to reevaluate and assess our life. Don't ever think that healing, again, is a point that you got to stop. It's a continuous thing with the ing on the end. If it's not this today, it's going to be something tomorrow. Not something tomorrow, it's going to be something next week. So there's always going to be a point where you're going to be continuing healing. You just got over that one thing. Know that your destiny is not tied to the people who left you. Because if they was meant to stay, they'll stay. Don't be forcing nothing. Your answers may reveal more than you even realize. More than you realize. Again, jot this down. Ask yourself, do I feel guilty when I say no? Do I feel more comfortable giving than receiving? Am I afraid people will leave me if I stop helping them? Do I believe I'm lovable without constantly proving my value? If you answer yes to any of these questions, now we got to assess the life now. Sit with yourself. If you got a lot of screen time, you ain't gonna be able to hear what you need to hear. D&D, phone face down, and talking to yourself, talking to your ancestors, asking for guidance, asking for safety, asking for peace, asking them to reveal. And because you answer yourself, that don't mean you crazy. Who told you that? What law is that? Where was that written in? Maybe I missed that. I need to hear myself. I need to feel my own heartbeat beating through my ears. Quiet the noise. One must quiet in order to hear. You must do that. So when being needed feels better than being loved, scratch that. I am loved. I am loved. Tell yourself that. So, if you spent years being the helper, the victim, rescue, hear me clearly. You deserve relationships where your presence is enough. You deserve relationships where your presence is enough. You deserve love that doesn't have to be earned. You deserve people who show up for you the way you show up for them. Stop measuring your worth by how much sacrifice it is provided. You are valuable because of who you are, because of the blood that you carry, because of the duty you have to do. You are valuable. So stop measuring you. And that's the kind of love, that's the kind of safe love we're all working toward. Stop allowing people to drive your car. Stop allowing them to do that. Stop. Control your own vehicle. Do that. If you don't know what you're here to do, figure it out. Figure it out. I love you and thank you for don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. I think everybody make sure you have some I appreciate you and I love you.
Clarity and empowerment. Follow me for more talk weekly. Come to Save Love Podcast. The Save Love Podcast.
I think YouTube. I think they want me to stay over with y'all a little bit long. I don't know why. I don't know why my screen froze. Whatever you trying to do.
The Safe Love Podcast is a powerful podcast. honest conversation about healthy and unhealthy relationships. We break down red flags, emotional abuse, domestic violence, trauma, boundaries, and healing. This channel is about awareness.